No screeching, guys. Thank you. Welcome to Wargaming, battle reports for miniature wargames. Thanks for joining us, and if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. And here's what you're here for, on with the games. Enjoy! Hello, hi Ben. Back, so we're live. So welcome to the Virtual Team Championship 2022. This is Dan from Wargaming, joined by the lovely Ben Thomas. Thanks Ben for joining me. Hopefully you can hear me. So we've got look at the first bunch of matches have just started. So we've got All Gas No Breaks, who were the winners from 2 years ago, up against, wait for it, Germany Bachforelle, maybe. I would hope.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. You can tell you practice that.
Yeah, I try, right? I try. So we're going to go through the matchups. So on table 1, we've got Rask versus Kaelyssa. On table 2, we've got Old Witch 2 versus Kolgrimma. Table 3 is Zal 2. Zal 2 is, right? Zal 2 versus Ossrum. Yes, I would presume so, it's Rich, yeah. Table 4, Vlad 3 versus another Kolgrimma. So that's the John Henry once on stream from Iron Codex, guys, if you want to watch that separately. And then table 5 is Vale 1 versus Resnick 2 on the Chariot.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, there isn't.
And when you say watch that game, you mean watch it after we've finished, obviously.
Oh yeah. Don't like spoil yourself. This is so. What we're going to do is we'll be jumping between the different tables, such as the power of technology, and hopefully it'll work. So we're going to basically be updating turn timers and score manually, just because it's easier on trying to make the interface works without players moving tokens around and the like. But yeah, obviously all the games and stuff, the progress of the teams will be up on Tiebreak, as are all of the lists. So you'll be able to see what other teams are doing, what the exact structure of each of these lists is. If you want to, won't bother you by going through them, but obviously we'll start talking through them. But yeah, obviously players have started to kick off, which is great to see. So with that in mind, let's have a look, Ben. What have we got? So if we look at table 1 first, this is yeah. So this is Brad versus player 1. Apparently, very helpfully, I've labelled their name as player 1 rather than the name in there.
It is Papa Caden.
Papa Caden
from Germany. So far I've been keeping a bit of an eye on this as they've sort of done the first turn or so. It's pretty standard Rask stuff. Fury on brine, thrown forward to be that sort of early game threat, admonition on the swamp horror, and just got the stuff up there.
Yeah, you can see how far the list goes. Obviously, it's super important I think these days for Rask to go first. It's not nearly as scary if you go second, just because how far a lot of the stuff threats these days.
This game is Kaelyssa against Rask. This game is won by who feats second.
Yeah, who chooses best, basically.
Yeah, it's and I think looking at it, there's a couple of things I'm not certain about so far. Kaelyssa, you can see her there behind the building near her objective. She is
she's far up.
Far right. She's behind the building, which is almost forcing her to cast Phantom Hunter on herself every turn, or have some sort of awkward movements to do. She's also, you can see the auras on her, where if she were to feat, obviously she's not feated this turn, but that's all her feat is catching.
Yeah, so I'm just going to select the auras so we can see it. Yeah, there's a lot. Obviously, she can come out, shoot something, and refuge somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's a big open.
Presumably back where she is the plan.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff if she's doing that on the left side of the table that's just going to get completely missed out by the feet.
It is.
Which basically means it's just ripe for pickage. If she feeds first, Brad's going to be in a position where he could probably just chew through the entire left-hand side of her army without having to actually counterfeat. And I
actually think it might almost be worse than that, because I look at I've weirdly played a lot of both these casters, obviously.
Yeah.
I've been a minions player for a long time, played quite a bit of Rask before that, and have gone back to her now, played an awful lot of Kaelyssa. So I'm going to watch a lot of this game, I think, because I sort of know what's going on here.
This is your jam.
It is absolutely my jam. Those Sentinels, until Brad touches them, they threaten 10 inches. There's nothing else sneaky going on there. No.
There's no Lanissa, right? Is there no Lanissa in the list?
I don't think there is. Oh, there is. There is, but she's miles to the right.
Yeah.
And Brad stuff pretty much entirely threats further than that. In fact, all does if you start putting swampy tentacles on stuff.
Yeah, elasticity goes a long way. No pun intended, but yeah, it's.
Brad has no need to feat next turn, he's just gonna sit 10.1 inches away from all those Sentinels, and ask Kaelyssa the question. The thing that I do find interesting about this Kaelyssa list is it's got Imperatus in it.
Yeah, obviously because it's the Dawn Guard theme, so it gets the option.
Yeah, exactly. Hanging out there a bit behind the forest for the time being, with that Pathfinder.
No, this is like an acid cloud, right?
Oh, yeah, acid cloud, that isn't it? Yes, of course.
And obviously Kaelyssa can give him Phantom Seeker to be able to see through the cloud, right?
Yes. Yeah. But he's got no. Yeah, and Lanissa is there, so in theory, Imperatus can threaten 13 inches into something. That's something that Brad's got to be aware of.
Yeah.
But I expect next turn's going to be Brad moving up, not feating, sitting just outside the threat ranges, and challenging Papa.
Yeah. And nice quick turnaround. It's already across to Brad.
Okay.
Going to update the turn marker. I'm going to go and quickly jump off. If I leave you to talk about game number on table 2, I'm going to go and
table 2, certainly.
Do a little bit of intervention
management
in my house.
So table 2, we've got Old Witch 2 or 3. I can't remember how the numbering works with the Kador huge base Old Witches against Kolgrimma. And I think it's interesting. You can see sort of that Witch has gone first, and it's just the Doom Reavers have done Doom Reaver things and spread themselves far and wide on the table. And I think of the games that I've had a glance at so far, I almost think this is the most interesting of them, because in theory, this Kolgrimma list has the tools to deal with a load of Doom Reavers, with the sprays, with the 2 units of ambushers. And what else has he got ambushing there as well? Oh, it's just a whelp on the side. The tools are there to deal with enough Doom Reavers to swing the balance. On the counter side, there are 2 Void Archons on the table and just a whole lot of decent threat ranges. So this one very much feels like an Alpha Strike game. Whoever gets those key pieces taken off their opponent first is going to be in by far the best position going forward. It looks like Kolgrimma is going quite aggressively at the table. I find it quite difficult to assess Doom Reavers a lot of the time, Doom Reaver lists, because I get in the trap, which I'm sure a lot of people do, where whenever I see Doom Reavers, I assume Vlad 2 is there. And so I sort of get in my head that they're going to threat a million miles with 100 attacks. Well, not just 1 attack, but high defense. But that's not the case with Witch. She doesn't do quite so much for them.
I have returned while you're going. Thanks, man.
Excellent. Not a problem at all. I was blathering on about how I don't know what Doom Reavers do when Vlad 2's not with them.
Well, I guess Old Witch protects them from shooting a bit better, and got like boundless charge, so she's got like a turn by turn extension.
And she can't boundless charge them though, because she can't.
That's really awkward if she can't.
And she can't boundless charge the Void Archons, or are they friendly faction in this theme? No, they're not.
Sure. The Jack loadout very much looks like it's there to be an anchor. Neither of them are going to threaten particularly far. Guessing it's it's a case of throw
the
the
charge
Dreamweavers
set
in.
is there on them.
Yeah.
She'll boundless charge herself and charge in and scourge something.
And that's as I say, that's the horrendous thing she can do is like her scourge assassination threat is like what 20, 23, 24 inches if she gets a charge target with boundless charge. Not quite as bad as not quite as bad as Grimkin.
Kolgrimma dies to anything.
Oh yeah. And her big chonky legs on Scrapjack is a pretty dooming. Like power 15s are not to be sniffed at if you're already on the floor underneath the caster. Yeah. So we see that this is obviously so this is turn 1 and Bambi's just
so far in a heartbreaking turn of events. There's been one attack made by Madrak on a Doom Reaver and it toughed. So.
DMV. Well, let's jump across to table 3 and have a quick look at what's going on there.
Yes, absolutely.
So
we've got here Zal Ossrum.
Zal Ossrum, a little bit more into the game. Lost, of course, matey.
I'm already bored of this game.
So is this going to be a case of? Well, I assume this will be a case of every Zal game, right? There's not to detract from like the Zal players because you've got to play a lot of Zal games, I think, to know exactly what order you want to do stuff in and how much you can push your ridiculous army. He's going to basically pile up. He's Forge Guard. This is like a Mark II Merc army across the table. Pretty much right.
It is. The only thing it's missing is the colossal with the knockdown.
The Earthbreaker, right? But this is real interesting. But I'm assuming he's going to be shoving everything forward. If they're going this far forward, I'd be surprised if he's not feating this turn, and then essentially just be like threatened to just completely overwhelm the zone next turn. Just cut through with vengeance attacks and with what little pieces he needs to basically.
I suppose the same thing as table 1 almost applies in that when Ossrum feats on those battle engines, what in this Zal list can deal with them? So they're going to sort of be in a very, very similar position in that if even if say Ossrum treats this as almost half a time walk from Zal.
Yeah.
He then feats next turn, and Zal can't do anything, and then Ossrum gets a turn.
Yeah, this is just going to be 2 ginormous bricks just smashing against each other and seeing who's got a bit more staying power. Obviously, Zal's got. If Zal protects the Supremes, which like that might not be the plan. Say then he's obviously got the recursion benefit that you can just keep on popping out more and more immortals every turn as they eventually get chipped off. You can just put them back into play.
But so does Ossrum with the Forge Guard.
But there's a lot less Forge Guard, right? So it's a lot easier to remove that entire unit than it is for the Ossrum player to remove an entire unit of immortals.
I don't know. Have you seen Forge Guard number 8?
Oh, it's Forge Guard number 8. Oh, real deep.
Yeah. So it's Stephen is obviously very much. You are not removing all my Forge Guard. I'm getting 2d3 back every turn.
This seems wise. Let's be honest.
I don't think it needs to be necessarily.
So for the purposes of the stream, here is Forge Guard number 8.
Oh, does your capture of it not even?
Oh no! Go that we didn't even see him. I had to look around. But yeah, so that's real. Like it's gonna be a real grind fest. Let's jump across to Vlad 3 and Kolgrimma on the next table. So table 4. So this is turn 1. So this is Lothcarian over on Iron Grudge. So there'll be streamers if you want to watch this. You'll be able to watch the whole thing. The games we're streaming, we're only streaming and recording as we can do. So it's 5 games of us basically chopping and changing between them, just for a bit of an overall view. But yeah, there's a lot of dudes up on the troll side who've spread the hell out, and there's not a lot to the other army, because if you look on the right, a hell of a lot of ambushing.
I think it's 2 units of cost knights, which is very shooting ambushes against Kolgrimma is so strong because her feat is a pulse.
A Cossite Woodsman FA3 because there's a unit on the left as well.
I looked at the list earlier.
Is that just to remember to put them into play, perhaps, rather than?
It might be that. It might just be a Wartableism.
Yes, that could well be.
Where it's just.
I'm surprised Adjudicator is so far over there, right? Because does John just get to ignore it for the next 2 turns while it tries to get back in the game? Basically just sweep its entire army down through the left zone and then start pushing across. But by then, anything that's not Adjudicator could be toast.
I mean, that's clear. The hope for Bottaside is presumably that you deal with that one unit of, is it Femblades that are there? Yeah,
these guys, yeah, Femblades, yeah.
This scenario, and especially interesting with where that forest is, this scenario is not going to be won quickly on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to keep that zone contested. He's got the initiates there to do it. It's easy to keep that flag contested with some of the positions. So I think probably what Potter's trying to do is just win the game on his own flag, kill the objective, keep contesting.
Yeah, keep contesting the circle and the flag, and basically I guess the Adjudicator can just then start dawdling into the middle of the table and start just setting the world on fire. And far as Fenblades can threaten and they don't want to be all on fire. It's going to be a miserable experience.
They don't. And actually, that's probably the other reason for this Adjudicator position is that Kolgrimma obviously has a cloud wall, so the Adjudicator really wants that Isle of Sight objective.
He's got to be close to the objective.
Exactly, but you can't really go to the left of the objective very easily because you've got the flag there. It really hampers your positioning.
Yeah.
So that almost feels like a slightly forced position based on trying to keep the Isle of Sight online.
No, I definitely agree with that. Sure. Well, let's leave them to it as we're just doing. I think it looks like it's just swapped across to John's second turn. It's a tough thing. So we'll jump across to table 5 and see how the Legion Menoth match is looking. So
this really is Cossite Woodsman the round that we've picked. This isn't it?
They've kind of been like in people's bins for so long, and suddenly not so much. This is turn 2. So it looks like it's. I'm assuming it's top of 2.
I would assume so, yeah. You've got to think so.
Yeah. If you're watching us, what's happening with the turns, basically with the way that OBS works with capturing screens, I could have set up the turn tracker as long as I didn't then want to move around the map, zoom in, or play it and move it around. So I figured that the easiest thing would just obviously they've got the tracker. I can see it on my screen. As we go on, we between tables we can see these sort of things. So this is Vale 1, who's pretty far forward already. With a Scythian, guessing Fag 0 with Typhon, Archon. He's got a Naga, a Mechana Shredder, Angel, and a Seraph as well. Got like a good. Look how far up Yuri is. Bloody hell. I've just noticed that Yuri's like squaring off against that Angel.
It looks like he's put a chunk out of it.
Yeah, and I was wondering if like the Angel has gone in and just whiffed somehow, but surely not. Like that must be
No, there's no fury on him yet. So I can only assume the Angel hasn't activated yet.
Just gone in for a bit of a cheeky pop, and he's nearly taken out his body. To be fair, with the attack. All right, here come a bunch of hex hunters. The one thing that seems odd to me
is that Vale has gone into the middle of the table and feated, but doesn't seem
feated now. Oh, okay, so I'm guessing he's going to just throw everything forward, heal a bunch of stuff, and then feat backwards. Or he might be feating to go deeper. Obviously, he's got quite a lot of. quite a lot of like ranged elements to the Veil list, right? So it can go forward and start spraying.
But he doesn't seem to have,
not great targets.
Unless Insight has been cast and not marked. That's the part of this.
She's on Fury 2, right? So she doesn't cast Insight as part of the feat, right? Like Makeda. It's been so long since I've seen Veil on the table.
I don't think so.
And, to the war table, to the war room.
For those watching, for me, if it's wrong on Warmachine University, I'm going to get it wrong because that's what I've got on my other screen.
Let's have a quick double check. Yeah. She's definitely feated, but she's down to 2 Fury, so she's got to have cast. She must have stuff. Yeah, she must have. But like you said, is she going to get a huge amount out of it? Like, is the Scything just going to pile in and remove these initiates? That's potential because much as Typhon's good, I'm not sure he's going to do a great deal with his sprays against them.
But she's exactly 12 inches away from the Menite Archon near the Hermit.
Yes.
So I would guess based on that, I think that's the target for.
Yeah. Quite possible.
Because there's not that many models that do work in this Veil list.
Yeah.
In either of these lists really. So if you can go early and take out 3 of their hard-hitting models,
yeah,
you probably win the game. Especially if you can feat and keep a couple of yours safe again.
Yeah, and Resnick does not want any of these heavies landing on him. Like if he's going close enough to start really pressuring Lamentation, he's potentially in threat of being killed at that moment. I don't like his chances against like a Scythian just landing on his face. If you're watching on stream, I don't have a lemur. It looks like it. My cat's like in front of my desk, waving her tail around, and she's a Bengal, so she's got a very stripy tail. But yeah, let's jump across and see how the other games are going while these guys sort of posture and think about what's actually going to go into what. We'll try and keep. Oh, hello. As I say that, there goes a Scythian into a Menite Archon.
Yeah, that almost had to be what.
Yeah, so obviously there's a Hermit to blunt the charge at least, but like, do you bother? Because it's going to just kill it, right?
I think to go this far, I think the Scythian's charge. Yeah, you can see it turning now. It's charging the Devastator because it needed the extra movement from
full steam. Yeah.
From full steam.
Yeah. So
he's charged that, and
more to the point, I'm thinking though. But do you bother? Does the Hermit bother stopping the attack on the Archon because it's just going to die, or do you save it for something else? Is that Scythian's gonna put it in the dirt, right?
I mean, that's actually a boosted 15. That's actually done a really healthy chunk.
Yeah.
A really healthy chunk to that Devastator.
Yeah, it's got basically taken out the first 2 columns just in one go.
Yeah, which probably wasn't where he wanted the big dice roll.
Yes, yeah, I'm assuming obviously
big dice rolls.
Yeah, and he's going to be rolling an extra die because obviously the Archon is a warrior model. Going to be able to get murderous.
Yeah,
and I assume that's, or maybe not. Or maybe he's rolling onto the who's this guy in the middle? Oh, it's a Hex Hunter there. Oh, is that Hex Hunter applying Chiller, perhaps? Yes, he is.
Be. Either way,
Chiller.
Damage going into that.
Yeah, Chiller's on Bail.
I think it might be worth popping onto table 1 because
let us do so.
Yeah, sort of what we said has happened, but the Swamp Horror has got 6 blood tokens on it.
Like me. Well, I'll leave you for a moment because apparently there's a toilet emergency, which means I need to go and do damn things for 2 seconds. I will be back. Talk to what's happening here then.
I assume that Dan isn't the toilet emergency himself. So it looks like on table 1, what has happened is partly what we said. No, not what we said at all. Rask has gone up and feated. The decision was obviously made by Brad that there was enough available from the ret side to make it worth like committing harder into it in order to try and sort of do enough damage to make feating first feel okay. And what I'm trying to have a quick scan for what has gone, the main part of which seems to be, as I say, 6 sentinels from the left hand side unit eaten by Barnabas's silliest of squids. The Primal Archon has gone up just to contest the flag, and other than that, it doesn't look like there's been too much else that's been done by Rask. So Brad, looks like he's made a decision that 6 sentinels is worth the feat. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Obviously, depending on what happens next. Now, based on the fact that Kaelyssa is currently activating, I can only assume that the sentinels have already done their vengeance moves, which means there are, looks like 3 or 4 that can put an attack into the Swamp Horror, but with 6 blood tokens on, it's just not going to achieve very much. So, in essence, Kaelyssa is not going to achieve very much this turn. She'll probably, no doubt, strip, maybe it might do something like strip a few upkeeps off, maybe take admonition off the Swamp Horror if she can get within 5 of that, which I would guess she can from where she is. But other than that, probably won't achieve very much. Will then almost certainly feat in return. So it feels like she's got to...
We're thinking that you're thinking that Kaelyssa's just gonna have to feat, but not really get much out of this turn. Was that the synopsis?
Almost certainly, yeah. The main concern I have is I love Brad's positioning of this Primal Archon.
Oh yeah,
because for Kaelyssa's feat to really work, she's got to cover everything with it, or at least everything other than these 3 solos on the left. If you, against the Swamp Horror, if you leave, I mean, the Swamp Horror's got a walking threat of 10 inches anyway, so it doesn't necessarily help against that.
Yeah.
But if she wants to get a bit further left, she's going to get countercharged by that Primal Archon.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Unless she goes backwards, or she's got to do something with order activation and just go and run something. Have got
to go first, yeah. Kaelyssa's in a tough spot here, I would say. I think.
Yeah.
As she won't achieve very much. Imperatus is in walking threat of that Primal Archon, so that is something that that the red player can get done this turn in taking that out. But
you guarantee then that Imperatus, so one of your hardest hitting things, is off the table next turn, guaranteed. Like there's no possible survival.
I'm trying to remember which way round this stupid theme benefit works. I think the Jacks can move through Dawnguard models. So,
well, I think he's moved some of his Dawnguard through Imperatus there, unless it was just being like a bit of, these guys are running, they got plenty of time, plenty of room.
No, they can. So Dawnguard models can move through the Warjacks, but specifically not the other way around. It's not Tactician, easy mode Warmachine. It's not flying high. It's just a weird little sort of halfway rule, which is nice, but not what that theme needs.
Yeah, it looks like we got some running Destathanes.
I mean, I think this is just contest the flag is all.
Yeah, it's a big model to throw away to contest the flag, mind you. Guess there's nothing else that gets there. Do you just run one of these Sentinels instead? Can you run them instead?
I don't know.
It's not fast enough, I think, is the problem.
I don't know whether it's deliberate what Brad's done here, but that Swamp Horror and the Swamp Gobber between them are positioned. If you look, they've got an order on the fly.
Yeah, this looks horrendous.
Positioned.
This is like trigonometry Warmachine God mode. Can your base get through this? The answer is maybe, but maybe not. Like
So trying to sneak through the rough terrain there. Either way, I think we'll move on from this one.
Yeah, let's jump. We'll just jump straight back to table 5 and have a quick check to see how the feat is looking for.
Oh, the Devastator died.
The Devastator's died. The Archon has died, and there's the Scathers. The Scathers, right? All right. Yeah, they're from the Virtuos, right? But so that's just corrosion. That's going to just keep on ticking the initiates to death slowly, which isn't bad, I guess.
No.
Would it have been?
Not at all.
But yeah, taken out obviously, and at the end of this turn, cat and mouse means that the Vale's army gets to do an advance. So
yeah,
it could
which is an incredibly strong feat.
Yeah, and like based on how the feat goes, how the turn goes, obviously. Nate can make the choice of, do I want to pull some things back? Do I want to dig some things further in? Or does everyone want to go, there's nothing to threaten me anymore. I'll just walk down the middle of the board, ready to finish the job next turn. On a real good Vale feat, that's what you're looking for, right? It's basically getting away scot-free or just pushing in to go, there's nothing you can do now. You've lost too much. Just keep Vale free and safe.
The stuff in the zone goes behind that forest. Stops those. The
Avengers.
Avengers from charging and achieving anything.
Yep.
I imagine the Scythian will back off a little bit, just to probably try and limit the Avenger attacks going into it, if possible. It'll get charged by some initiates. Fairly. Oh, here we go. We don't have to worry about that too much because it looks like I think these are feat moves now.
Yeah. I think we'll see the Scythian probably just go across to the right towards the woods and just engage that chunk of initiates. Try and stay outside of the. I guess it's got to then just chin the Archon if it does so. But
no, it's got to. It'd have to chin Scourge. Is its biggest problem.
Yeah, I think the Scythian's probably just going to go back and force him to come towards it. But it means obviously that there's so much left in Vale's army that's going to be out of reach that whatever comes and kills the Scythian is guaranteed dead the next turn. And of the things that there are, I'm guessing it's going to be down to like the Archon. Can Scourge get there? Maybe he's 9.3 away. We'll see.
Scourge could certainly get there if Resnick kills something. So
there's a Hex Hunter. There's a Hex Hunter there at the moment.
Resnick
which
kills
means
that Hex Hunter.
He goes hella far then, doesn't he? He gets a full advance. Yeah. Right. We'll leave Nate to do his feat rooms, and we'll jump across to table 2. So this is the other Kaydor list. This is Old Witch 2 versus Kolgrimma. And apparently we're still on turn 1. Not sure I believe it.
No.
I will update the tracker accordingly.
I think it is only top of 2 though, insanely. Because with no ambushes come on yet.
Yeah.
And nothing's happened.
Yeah, this could be a slow game. If we thought there's all...
No, it's not. There's nothing happened. 3 of the.
I don't know. There's a lot of 3 Fire Eaters dead, and does that mean he's just basically replaced some Doom Reavers? If it's because the Turnians on the left that are touching this zone, they're the ones killing the Fire Eaters. They're replenishing Doom Reavers potentially if he's lost any.
They are, but I would say it's more likely that these Doom Reavers number 3 and 1 have probably gone in and killed a couple of them. Old Witch is knocked down, which
here comes another Doom Reaver back onto the table.
So Old Witch could have been scourged. Witch 2 is in 15 inches of that knocked down number 1 Fire Eater.
Yeah, she could have used her arcane machinery to boost the range of it, I guess.
Well, she's feated, so obviously.
Oh, right. So she gets. Oh, yeah. Okay. She's feated. She gets the whole lot. It's the whole swathe.
Yeah, so So it feels like a big play to knock a load of stuff down, but they're not. Right. Okay. Cool. So it looks like there's been a sort of a fairly big play by Witch that hasn't quite achieved as much as it should have done for me. This is one where it's slightly tougher to try and sort of work out what's happened up to this point, but I say there's a load of knockdown models, but if they, with only 2 sprays left now from the trolls, that really does sort of cut down on what they can expect to get done next turn. For me, I think Kolgrimma is in a really nice position now. As long as she can do enough work, and her sprays are very, very good for this in terms of killing off a load of the Doom Reavers. Between the ambushes, between the sprays, and effectively remove the Kaelyssa player's ability to Derek's ability to take out the champions at that point, and the other sort of bigger hitters in the list.
And I'm back with you. Food has been delivered to my children, so they should be sated for a little while now.
Excellent. You need to get some to me next. That's the next most important thing.
Yeah. So looks like there's a lot of stuff just swarming up right now, right?
There is what I was just saying is I think Witch can possibly get enough done next turn. I don't know. Basically, Witch has got a turn to try and win the game now.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be easy. She's got to kill a load of Doom Reavers. She's got the sprays to do it. She's got the ambushes to do it.
Yeah. And she just needs to be careful herself. That's the problem I often find with Witch is there's no way to hide her, and she might be a massive, impressive model, but she's not that hard to kill.
No.
But yeah. Well, let's cycle across and see how some of the other games are going. So let's jump onto table 3. So this is Ossrum Brickathon. As we see,
so we were right. So there was a Zal feat.
Yeah, Zal feat, and there's some stuff getting taken off the table.
Yeah. So Stephen is now playing into that and just trying to kill Immortals, starting the pro.
Yeah, and this is bottom of 2. So Zal's gone first, and yeah, it's kind of thing that if you look, obviously we've got the lone Forge Guard right at the top in the mercenaries deployment zone, but there's not really such a consideration for the Immortals. I guess there's an advocate at the back behind the woods, actually, or deep in the woods. That's probably going to be like impossible to get to. But they've got like the vessel on the left.
That is the question. So I'm looking at the blue unit on the left of the Immortals. I'm wondering whether Stephen can clear that unit this turn. I'm not sure what's activated, what's left to go. Obviously, the Forge Guard have gone in and probably not killed as many as they hoped. I don't think it'll happen.
No.
So I think Stephen has been sort of quite tentative with the Forge Guard, especially. So there's 4 there sat behind that cloud. I think it's just a matter of sort of doing what he can at this point.
Yeah.
Trying to take, rather than take models off the table, just take attacks off the table.
Yeah.
For next turn, Ossrum has feated, so we'll sort of see what they achieve. I'm surprised that there's not been sort of more of a play made for things like the Cyclops Brute, rather than going for the Immortals. Just try and take the Brute out.
The squishier targets on this turn, yeah.
Well, not necessarily the squishier, the ones that will stay dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, I suppose the things that would count for, they're all under Force Aura from the Kreia.
Yeah. It's a lot stacking up, right?
There is. There is no.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to grind on for a little bit longer. So let's see if there's anything more interesting happening on table 4. So this was Vlad 3 Kolgrimma. And look at this. That's a hell of a lot of stuff in everywhere.
But I tell you what it is. It's a lot of dead Femblades, isn't it? Oh no. How many Femblades in that blue unit have died? Only 3 or 4.
I think only a couple.
I already think that this plan from Potter hasn't worked.
I think he's basically just gonna. The positioning seems to be that everything's pushing forward. Is anything going to be left in the zone? I guess Kolgrimma's already gone and put down the clouds, right?
Yeah. I suspect, although I don't know, based on the fact that Kolgrimma's movement isn't confirmed, based on the sort of this 2-inch push that's been positioned on Fenris, I think she hasn't gone yet. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, and the clouds then will just be this is where they will go out, proxy clouds, yeah. But what it means is essentially the Menoth army can just walk in and take out like the front row of Fens, and that's probably going to be it, giving the rest of them all vengeance.
The blue unit Femblades is functionally dead.
Oh yeah, they've gone hella deep, right?
What I'm trying to work out is whether they've killed anything. In doing that.
Yeah, or have they just run to engage and just to be blocking the way? Obviously, if Potter can't untangle himself from the Fens that are there, then he's not going to get anything done. Which means next turn, the rest of this block of trolls that are in the circle zone are going to be able to just push everything out, and at which point John's going to start scoring 2 or 3 points every turn. Yeah. Potter's won.
Let's not forget that there are 12 Cossite Woodsmen to come on the table.
Yes, this is a good point. Yeah, we'll see where how the left hand looks basically. Whether or not they're just gonna run into a brick of trolls or be body blocked or what, or if they're just gonna move out of the way.
I do like this. This for me is a sign of an absolute class player. Is the facing of these green unit Femblades?
Yeah.
On the left.
Oh yeah, they're prepped for it. Yeah. They've gone already, and they're like, we're ready for what's coming from the flanks.
They've read the dynamic update. They've seen that they've got backstrike now.
And they're like, not for me, not today.
No.
Well, and as well, this is like really good placement, like by John. Generally, he's throwing a hell of a lot of stuff forward, and essentially the challenge is can you actually kill it? So the stuff, if he can kill all these Femblades at the bottom half of the zone, which he probably can, but it's not guaranteed. When he goes forward into the next wave, he's going to be sat in the clouds, so we're going to be at -2 to attack rolls, which is going to make things even more awkward to try and chew through. And then obviously there's a Death Archon and Kolgrimma, and then all of the battle groups sort of sat behind them, ready to just unleash hell basically.
I suppose that is the other thing about
and Kolgrimma has feated as well. Just tokens just gone on the table.
That's the other thing that we didn't necessarily discuss earlier when we were talking about the positioning of the Judicator, is that it basically keeps it free from Kolgrimma's feet.
Yeah. This is true.
I suppose that
but it means
the feet hasn't pushed much because
it hasn't. But it means that forest is a nightmare, or both forests are now a nightmare, and the Archon can't fly over stuff to a better position to be able to do a big flail into the second wave of Femblades. It's got to wait for everything else to be removed in front of it first.
Here we go. So the pushing is going on.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave this for because this is not the most exciting part of Warmachine, and we'll jump across to table 5, and we'll see how Vale or how the counter attack has gone The first thing I notice on this is that Resnick has a crying face on him. So Lamentation just happens to be a smiley, just crying its eyes out. Just horrifically horrendous. Horrifically funny. But
the first thing that's happened is, as we discussed, Resnick's gone and killed that.
Yeah, killed the Hex Hunter.
Killed the Hex Hunter, and Scourge
has jogged forward slightly.
What I can't work out how it's happened. Oh yes, I can. So here's where a bit of luck has happened. That Blight Archon is on 1 box and 1 point. Because these woodsmen have come on and had a real good go. So I think
yeah, that's living by the skin of her teeth, the Archon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just sort of trying to see if I can see some damage rolls a bit further down the... I think I've seen the damage rolls, and we're looking at boosted 9, boosted 6, boosted 4, boosted 8, boosted 7. There's some which I can only assume was them.
Yeah.
That's some horrible dice rolls, if I'm right, and that's what that is related to.
Yeah. Have a look at the battle group. Even the Blight Archon's got
they're color coded. So you can see. So
yeah, so it's got the Meccano Shredder and the Angelius. So even if it did have a bunch of Fury, it's been like minimal amount it's needed to transfer, and it's still fight through it.
Yeah. So I think if those dice rolls had been a bit fruitier, I think that could have been a dead Blight Archon, and then that's
a big
arguably
that's a big chunk, right? Like obviously Vale and Thangs are close enough to be able to put them back in their battle groups, but it still is Fury you've got to spend and stuff you don't really want to have to be doing.
You've got to do
and then when you do take control, right, of a Wild War Beast, you lose their combat action that turn anyway. So that Angel basically just gets to just wander around and not really do anything. See if it gets finished off the next turn. There's a lot of stuff in the middle zone that's not there. I'm just noticing. So obviously we saw in this left zone, the circle, thought there was a bunch of stuff that was just going to sort of reposition behind the clouds, just behind the forest, to stop the Avengers from sort of charging into them.
The two big ones, the Angelius and the Archon, they went well back.
Yeah, they've gone well back. The Angelius is still in the zone. There's a couple of Hex Hunters, and obviously there's the Scythian that's looks like it's just getting attacked. I know it's a hand attack, and then the Avengers have just repoed. It's probably half dead.
John obviously didn't tell Nate about the change you're facing to look at the ambushing backstrikers.
Look to the trees. There's some role play going on there, isn't there? It's like, look out, I'm in for you. So yeah, the Avengers are just repositioning. They've got a big chunk. I don't see any world where Scourge doesn't kill the Scythian.
Has the Scythian's got an upkeep? It's dead.
yeah, it's got a leash on it. Yeah, absolute. Just gonna rip it apart. So we'll let these guys carry on. And what would you like to see? Should we have a look, see how the Rask Kaelyssa standoff has gone on table?
Let's see. Did Kaelyssa do anything? Not really.
Kaelyssa is behind the building. I think she's like obviously just checking it out, see if she wants to buy the house.
So she said that as we thought. She's gone up there, feated. Imperatus has taken
the primal. Yeah,
the primal. It looks like Brad sort of just started his turn really, and just sort of got the Bellows crew in contest range. Did the Destathane on the right did find a way to get within 4 inches of that flag.
Just about.
And what is quite interesting actually for me is the Ret Solos on the left-hand side of the table, who are just going on a journey.
Yeah, like if you look at, if you're watching on the stream, you look at Brad's kill box line. There's a Destathane at the top there. Maybe he thinks that the German players left some of his guys in. That Brad's left some stuff in his deployment zone, like the Merc player on the other table, but not the case. Just going on a holiday, just going to Timbuktu or something.
There are a lot of very important support models and or junior warcasters. Things that having a couple of models messing around in the backfield of a Rask list is very strong. Rask is very good
Rask does not
dealing
want it.
with. No, Rask's amazing at dealing with things in front of him. He's got Veil of Mist. He's got 3 counter-charging knockdown models. So trying to find a way around those bits of tech is
the other two just ghost snipers, and the other two are ghost snipers. The other two models that are out on the left, if you can see. So they'll be able to basically just go past this wood into the back arc of pretty much everything and start like sniping out things. There's Valkyries that are sort of interspersed amongst Brad's army a little bit in the circle zone.
Here we go. Here's the big old move.
Oh no, Brian.
Looks like Brian's into Imperatus.
Brian versus Imperatus, possibly into the Harpy when he finishes off Imperatus, depending on the rolls.
Well, I don't know that he. So what is it? So
Kaelyssa's feet is up, right? So this is the walk and attack.
It is, yeah. So it's, I think he super goes through this with no problem whatsoever.
So Imperatus is, obviously he's been shadow bound because of the Archon. So he's easy picking. Obviously he's going to trigger Phoenix Protocol because there's no grievous wounds, right?
No,
but
there isn't. And actually, what Brad's doing there is missing a lot.
Ooh. That's so two threes.
Missed 2 bort attacks, which is definitely unfortunate. And so his last attack might needs a big damage roll. I don't think that's it. So that is a non-dead Imperatus. Now, I don't know.
Looking at his damage grid, it looks like Phoenix Protocol has been triggered. So he's got 1 point in.
It has. Yeah. So those 2, 3. So Imperatus had a box left, and then Brad rolled 2 3s to hit.
In a row, which was.
And then hit a good damage roll, but only got to do 1 point.
Did he not have his movement out then? Was that the one box that was remaining? Was a shadow bound but still movement? Imperatus just enough to avoid being hit. That's rough on the dice.
It is. So for me, the question now is: has Swamp Horror number 1 activated? If it has, then Imperatus looks like he's probably going to be able to have a bit of fun next turn.
Yeah, because the Wrestler's got 2 fear on it, so I'm assuming the Wrestler's already gone, and that's the source of some of the buffs onto Brian.
The Wrestler's clearly cast Rage on Brian, because Rask himself hasn't gone yet.
Yeah. Where's Rask? Rask taking a beeline across to the zone.
It's this looks like it's gonna be quite rough. This Swamp Horror is probably just going to go and clear the zone all by himself. These last few Sentinels.
I'd think so. Yeah.
There we go. So it's getting rage as well, just to make sure.
Yeah.
The Rask.
Yeah, if you've got dice as Brian has seen, you want to just make sure you don't have to rely on your dice going wrong anymore during your turn, right?
And the thing is that taking out these, because Sentinels number 5 and 8, these ones behind the wall, the big deal with them is that they're going to have to be killed by tentacles, which is much tougher. It's not that you can just pull them in and beat them if you need to. They are going to have to die to the power 12, which is now up to 15. It looks like there's no mini feat, is there, from the Dawnguard Sentinels? So they're only armor 15, 16? Can't remember exactly.
Base, they get extra 2, right?
Yes, so up to 17. So the tentacles at that point are still
it should be a foregone conclusion there, I'd say.
It also, of course, only matters for the first one because then the blood tokens start building up and
it starts going bonkers.
Yeah,
yeah, that's fair. All right, well let's leave Brad to Oh, hello. I know. All right, and yeah, here we go on the right. Yeah, that Swamp Horror hadn't activated, which means that Imperatus is got no chance of surviving this.
Has very little chance.
And the Swamp Horror's got Enliven, so it's not necessarily going to get taken away by anything that can particularly hit it hard enough.
No, and I would expect as well. So there's a Boom Howler move put out there.
And Brian has also got Enliven on him, which is nice.
Brian's got 11, and I also suspect Brian is about to get Hoof It from Boom Howler.
Yeah.
As well, to bring him back a bit. This is a win for Brad.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, if you can make sure Imperatus is off the board, Swamp Horror's in a commanding position where there's not a lot that's going to be able to get to it, and if it does, it could just scoot behind the building to prevent any more damage. If it really thinks it's in threat, or potentially Enliven to get into an even more dangerous position for Kaelyssa. Depends what goes into it, and then obviously. Here we go. In it goes a little bit from lovely theme. Yeah, this looks like a very commanding position for Brad by the end of this turn, I'd say. Right, well let's jump across and see how the old witch Kolgrimma match is panning out on table 2. So bears have come on the left hand side and the right hand side. On the left, looks like they've done a little bit more work where they've really sort of started to push the edge of the Doom Reavers. On the right, they just look like they're in and amongst stuff. So I don't know if they've just whiffed a lot of rolls. Doom Reavers have just toughed a lot.
Well, it feels like a freeze strike's happened as well. Because one of those bears, bear number 1, is on 2 boxes.
Yeah.
So I assume. I don't know exactly what's gone on there.
Has he chinned a free strike from a Turnian that's actually like. Just spike damage? I'm guessing Turnians have got some sort of melee weapon. Not I've ever seen them use it. But...
Oh, here we go. So there's a Derek damage roll of a 9 to hit and then a 15 for damage. On 3 dice.
Very spicy.
Which I assume can only be that free strike.
Have a visitor into my room. So, yeah, let's have a look, see how it's looking.
I think I'm being absolutely done here by every time Dan has to walk away and look after his kids. He leaves it on the game that I have absolutely the least clue about. Why couldn't he have just gone away when I could have talked about Kaelyssa versus Rask for an hour with no problems whatsoever? This one, I'll admit, I'm not a Kaydor player. I've never played Kolgrimma. This game is a mess as far as I'm concerned. So the comment I made earlier about the fact that I felt Kolgrimma needed to get work done with her sprays, I feel unfortunately like Zambia sort of blocked himself in terms of doing that. If Kolgrimma had activated a bit earlier this turn, sort of specifically before these champions, she could have gone up, done a couple of sprays. Yes, you can't target the Doom Reavers directly, but there's always a way. You can see the Turnian are interspersed within them. There's Warjacks. Plenty of options there, but instead it looks like a much more passive approach from Kolgrimma, which I don't particularly like. I think with these 2 clouds out, I think the sort of natural way that this story progresses is, I think, if Derek's next turn is just kill all the bears, then I think that almost feels like enough. The flag is being contested, so what score have we gone to now? 2-0 to Kolgrimma. This one.
I returned from being snack bitch. So so we're going into turn 3.
Yeah, so it's just pass back to Kaydor, and what I was just saying is, I think if Kaydor's turn is just kill the bears and stop the rot on scenario. Now, scenario isn't a huge problem yet, but Derek is 2-0 down. So it's one on a scenario like this that you've got to make sure gets picked up on. Whilst the flag on the left was pretty much cleared, there wasn't a solo presumably that could get there, and there was just sort of one doing move the left, contesting it.
Yeah.
So it's now a matter of making sure the scenario doesn't creep away. Start scoring some points. Start scoring that flag. The flag on the left in the zone isn't actually particularly well protected. The only thing contesting that flag is the one fire eater. So if
it looks like not a big push to get there. I guess like he's not got a huge amount of solos, right, that can get to it though.
No,
so
depending on how scared Derek is currently of the scenario position, could always throw that Colden Lord. There's a Colden Lord there behind, just in front of Witch.
Yeah. I'll have to go around obviously because of the. That's the thing. It's gonna be able to get there, right? They're not particularly speedy. You have to go around the quicksand to get there.
Yeah, speed 5. I don't know.
Yeah, or obviously you can park if you feel safe enough with the Archon. It can park on it like in the quicksand. I'm not sure it then survives any sort of clapback, but
no. But that's the thing. I think on attrition, it feels like Derek's doing all right.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of keep that going and don't lose on scenario.
Yeah.
At this point, as long as that happens, I think Derek should be able to close this one out. I think.
Yeah, I think looking pretty good for Orgasno breaks for the moment. Then well, let's jump to the grind fest then and see how that's looking on table 3. So this was the Zal Ossrum.
Yeah.
Grindathon.
It is. So, I mean, it just continues, doesn't it?
This is
going to
be.
Have come back. Immortals have charged in. Some Forge Guard have died, and then the Forge Guard are going to be brought back, and then
We've got a bit of scoring as well. So the Merc player has scored 8 points so far. That's the only point on the table.
Yeah, which presumably was because I can only assume that this model, this External Novitiate that's now on Grant's flag, I can only assume that's activated this turn and moved there now.
Maybe just didn't prep for it.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Stephen's the Merc player here, isn't it? Grant is the.
Yes. Sorry, they've got different names on here to what was on the matchups. I'm having to.
Yeah, I'm watching and see who's removing what model to update the score. And this is top of 3 as well. So yeah, this isn't going to be any surprise. I think as
this is almost one of those games where it's whatever you do it fairly quickly. Don't.
You're gonna have. There's a lot of game time that you need to basically make sure you're not losing out on. Both lists are gonna churn out more stuff, and there's plenty of activations.
Grant, and there's a lot of time left in this game.
Yeah.
Grant's still got 39 minutes on his clock, but he's just spent 20 seconds perfectly positioning that Ancestral Guardian.
The Supreme
Guardian.
Yeah.
He's still going. Just put it down. Put it down and make your attacks.
Yeah, if you miss one Forge Guard, you miss one Forge Guard.
Yeah.
But it all adds up, unfortunately. As I am aware myself when I'm learning Lou lists. I am slow as hell. But
I've only ever lost one game on clock, but it was at the WTC, which is the worst place to do it.
That is the timing. I'm talking about the WTC, right? So it's the 26th of February. So your applications for England's WTC team close tomorrow, right? So if
that's right, yes.
There's people watching that are resident or English by nationality. Get your applications in if you haven't already. I have no idea how they're doing.
Don't bother because I want my place. Thank
you. Oh
yeah.
Applications might have totally closed last week. Don't listen to me. But
that'll be good. Yeah.
But yeah, so
if you're on the fence, do it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic experience. Absolutely. We've chosen both our lists for Wales, both our teams. We were thinking at the start of the selection process that we might only be able to field one team, and then a couple of steamrollers happened, and the number of applications we had went up by quite a lot over like the course of a weekend, as people started playing the game again. Basically, I went, shit, I do like this game. Damn it, I want to go to Belgium. Yeah. Right, well, this is going to continue to grind out for a little bit more. Let's have a little look how the craziness on table 4 has panned out. So the Archon,
dead fanblade.
Yeah, there's basically that blue unit, like you said, that you're expecting to go, has all died bar the drummer. But that's pretty much as far as Potter's managed to go, right?
No, because what else is dead? Actually, there was a solo on the flag.
There's Cossacks. Cossacks are coming on the right,
and there was a storm troll there as well. So
those Cossacks
has got some reasonable work done.
They've done. There's definitely a good amount done on the right hand side. Yeah.
The big question is it enough? And I don't know that it is, but it looks like, and I quite like this. I think he's kept a unit of Cossacks back.
He hasn't gone for both of them already.
No,
and he's up. He's up by 2 CPs. But I assume that John Henry's gonna tap this flag and this zone and the other flag on his turn, and could potentially go and go 3-2 up.
Yes, yeah, could well happen.
Yeah, because this drummer, right, is doing nothing of use, so he may as well just run to contest the flag. the drummer from the blue unit of Fenblades, he's not going to achieve anything good with him apart from stopping Potter from making that scoring point. So that's a for sure thing. The Archon on the left here, the Death Archon, looks like it comes in. It's going to have to flicker. It's got 3 corpses, so it'll do the full boat of Flicker, Divine Inspiration, and Mortal Fear. Get the first of the initiates, then flicker forward and get all of the initiates in its second swing.
Yeah, but that's not too bad. That doesn't do too much damage because we're looking at dice off 6. I think.
Yeah. And obviously he's not gonna. The ideal is you just get 2 swings and you make them stationary. So I guess it's here's the drummer just going into.
Here he comes.
Little drummer boy. I guess the Archon might be waiting for the other trolls to go in first, just to kill like 1 or 2 of the initiates, so the Death Archon can just break them straight away, just to lower their armor. That's a potential.
Maybe, but if he does that, then he's got to be. It makes the position because the Archon's got to thresh it. It might make.
Yeah, you basically just need to make sure. Yeah. And obviously he's got to leave that forward initiate alive. But like if he tries to kill the unit leader on the left unit and like one or 2 of the guys in the other unit, then it's a foregone mop up for the Death Archon, back up to 3 corpses at the end of it. Kolgrimma is currently cloning herself, seeing what she's doing with her life.
Is moving to. I was going to say she moved within 10 inches of that Menite Archon, and it very much looks like she wants to spray that Menite Archon.
Yeah, and a stationary Menite Archon is a sand Menite Archon for sure.
No, I mean the spray might just kill it. Has he got the cold stone?
Oh, it's only got 8 boxes left on it, so yeah, you'll be able to obviously do signs and portents on the spray. Kolgrimma, like, just a personal.
It isn't angry yet either.
Yeah,
so it's not got the armor boost.
Yeah. So obviously drops the 3, hits it. power 14 with the stone or power 16 with the stone?
It's the regular stone. It's not the cold stone. He's got the regular elder.
Or 14 is that on the? I'm guessing it's a boost on the Archon then with the signs and portents as well. It's a good chunk.
Unless you potentially boost on
Vilman, and I'm assuming that's Hermit's already used it.
I think with 2 boosts, it must be a boost on Vilman and a boost on the Archon.
Yeah. Or he's spraying.
That's a huge roll.
Yeah, 17. So the Archon is dead. Vilman is apparently just on 8 boxes, just chilling. He's whatever. He's done his stone and mortar stance, so he's pretty tanky.
He's armor 8 billion or something. I don't know the exact number.
Roughly 8 billion, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously that's a big important model that they've taken out. Fenris is just chilling behind this line of initiates, making sure that no one gets him. In theory,
Fenris is presumably waiting to kill a Death Archon.
Hoping he can kill a Death Archon, yeah. And Kolgrimma is here lining up another spray. So actually, you can target this front guy, both your own guys who don't care, and get all 3 initiates. By the looks of things.
I'd say so. And at this point, it's not about the damage; it's just looking for the
a cheeky crit stationary goes a long way.
It does for sure.
Yeah, I don't see there's a world where John Henry doesn't get the left flag and zone, and there's already a fell caller on the right flag, and as we saw, the drummer's already gone and perched himself in a nice awkward position, how to kiss the adjudicator and stop the scoring. Which point we'll be looking at 3-2, so swinging back in John's favour, and at a point where there's not a lot that's going to be able to threaten to be able to clear that zone and flag. Even if they can just kill, even if the Cossacks can trivially kill the whatever he puts on the flag on the top side of the screen, that left zone, unless you are right and that second unit of Cossacks is still to come in, at which point they can sort of start feeding into the zone from all sorts of crazy angles and prevent it. Let's have a look then. So we cycle on to table 5. Let's see how
it's starting to look like a game of Brawl Machine.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of stuff has just gone. So Menoth has basically got a Clamjack, a Devastator, Scourge of Heresy, who's looking quite fine, Resnick, and then a smattering of choir models and a couple of like actual use pieces. So it's got like 1 initiate left, and Billman, and yeah, that's not a lot, but equally like Vale doesn't have a ton of stuff.
Vale because let's say this Blight Archon is dead.
Yeah, I'm assuming the Blight Archon has given its life valiantly to kill something really important to get to clear that zone.
To do something cool. So realistically, actually, what?
And the Hex Hunt is only 2 Hex Hunters left, so they're scoring the zone.
At the end of this turn, I can see Vale having left a Naga, a Seraph, and Thagrosh's battle group, and a couple of wild beasts.
Yeah.
So it's presumably the Devastator probably kills these 2 virtue hosts, I would imagine, or at least with Vilman's help potentially. I don't know off the top of my head what Scourge of Heresy's threat range is after all the nonsense. I'm assuming
pretty ridiculous, right? If
I don't think it's that ridiculous though.
I guess it's only a full advance, right? And Menoth Jacks are slow waddlers, so like it'll walk 5 inches and then get 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, so like 15 inches in total, but probably no Pathfinder.
I suppose what I'm looking at is can Scourge of Heresy get to Typhon? If yes, it can. Oh, it's only speed 4. It's only speed 4.
All right,
so 4, 8, 11, 13 inches. Scourge.
And he's 30. Yeah, he's 13.5 away. So he's definitely safe from that.
Yeah. So I think that ½ inch is
literally like the save. Yeah. Yeah, I think even though obviously Nate's got a bit of a disadvantage on clock, Florian's turn currently, and I'm assuming he's just like looking and trying to work out what he can pull back here.
Yes.
So Nate's got the positional advantage and the scenario advantage currently. There's nothing really threatening Florian's objective, but he's not scoring his flag unless he's removing virtues, which is easy enough, right? He's got a Devastator, but if he's doing that with a Devastator, then he's not doing something more meaningful, like threatening a heavy that's going to come in and potentially ruin his day.
No, the Devastator, unless it's the Pathfinder objective, the Devastator's sort of stuck on the rough terrain there anyway.
Yeah.
He's not going very far. So I think between him and maybe Vilman goes in and kills one of the Virtuosos.
Yeah, just so he can score. But then we're looking at, I guess he can put himself. He can stop the scoring on the left at least, just like with initiative if he needs to, and just go.
Oh, well, hang on. Scourge has got boundless. He's got boundless charge, Resnick, so it is a 15-inch.
Oh, so he can threaten. All right, you
go. He can get to Typhon.
Yeah, so it just relies on Resnick. Can Resnick get in? Because it's only if he kills in a melee attack, right? He gets to.
He just goes and bops that
the Archon, yeah.
The only thing. So yeah, I assume this is a boundless charge onto Scourge. Resnick charges into the Blight Archon. Scourge goes and tries to kill Typhon, and if that all works, then I'm not convinced that Florian's in a bad position at all. Now, there's a lot of ifs around that, but it's what's DB Dragon's Blood. So this is what makes it more awkward. So Typhon currently has an upkeep on him, but he has the upkeep from the Blight Archon. So the moment the Blight Archon dies, and the Blight Archon realistically has to die in order for Scourge to get in, the moment that dies, Flag Rush's upkeep drops off, and all of a sudden Scourge isn't as reliable to kill him. Now the option then, I suppose, is does Resnick leave the Blight Archon alone? If Vilman can... I've worked out why this is awkward.
Yep, go for it.
The upkeep that's on Typhon is the Blight Archon's upkeep.
So when Resnick kills the Blight Archon, the upkeep drops on Typhon, so Typhon might survive it.
Upkeep drops. I think probably does survive it. So what I was looking for, and I think the mistake that's been made here is this initiative attacking Bale.
Yeah.
For me, a better play would have been Resnick just goes and kills the Hex Hunter to trigger the move on Scourge. Then Scourge goes and kills Typhon. Can the initiate? How reliably does an initiate kill Blight Archon? It's not that reliable, is it? To be fair,
yeah,
not that much. That I suppose is the problem here. I think.
So you obviously be able to apply battle, to load him up with focus, charges for free. If he's sticking boundless on him first, well, you still get it from here, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see how it
What's he better
pans
going
out.
for? Is he better going for Typhon, or is he better just going for Thagrush? Because Thagrush without Typhon can do a load of damage back to Scourge, but Typhon without Thagrush can't do anything.
Yeah,
that might be. I'm assuming. I think he can see both now, but after a 4-inch walk, he'll definitely try. Either way, he has killed the Blight Archon.
Yep. So. Yeah, Blight Archon's gone. Dragons will drop off.
Yeah, that's one. I'm just going to stick on this game just to make sure they catch that. Because, I'm going to flick over.
We'll have a little look, see how things are going, and if you just keep a nose on there. So I'm going to flick across to table 1. So this is the Rask Kaelyssa game. Oh, blimey, right. So we're going in, and the left-hand zone is just Rask's, with a cheeky ghost sniper has come in to contest the flag, but is obviously just shadow bound. So next turn is trivial for Brad to remove. And then over on this, and then basically the rest of the Ret army is just like clustered around Kaelyssa and this house with.
It looks like he's not killed either of them, and he's past the clock.
Yeah, Brian and the Swamp Horror still alive.
Oh, what's that? Oh no.
I wonder if he'd forgotten to move one thing. He's now doing so. Brian's knocked down, so he doesn't have to worry about free strikes from the Harpy at least. A good damage roll. Oh, he's shooting Rask. So the Harpy's just got a shot on Rask. Knocked him backwards, not critted him. Shot him again. Knocked him backwards. No crit. And Rask's on 2 boxes.
Jesus.
Oh, right. So we don't know if this this ghost sniper outside the zone on the top left has moved. If he hasn't, then he might just go and finish off Rask.
Well, has the Valkyrie?
Oh hello. Oh hello. Well, that seems like quite like. So Rask's on 2 boxes, no transfers, and the Desta Thane that we all thought was bonkers going on holiday is coming back into the game to finish the job. Like, big brain plays.
I don't know why he's going for this impact attack. That impact attack doesn't get Rask, and it's taking you out of his back arc. That's okay. So the clock has been paused. I am not sure why. I'll just check whether there's a judge call in there.
I wonder if it's about.
Don't know. Oh, something. Dan, I don't know if you've wandered away. Sorry, I'd lost track of you there for a second. But a wonderful little rule has just come up on table 5. I'm sure people who are watching can't necessarily see that at the moment. But what has essentially just happened is a rule that Dan and I both forgot about, as did, I suspect, Florian. So, Dan, if you could just flick onto table 5.
Table 5. Let's have a little look.
So, Vale has a stupid rule.
Oh, yes, she does. So, Typhon can basically try and crit pitch. Or can just move, right? You can just use the
or just walk away.
Yeah, just use the move to walk away, which is what he's done. Those Dark Sentinel triggers. He moves away, so basically he kills Thag 0, which is what you were sort of expecting. It was a better play anyway, but it means the fact that the Typhon's there to be reactivated. whether or not something can threaten Scourge. I don't think it matters if something can threaten Scourge because there's. But then the angel is wild as well now, right? So he's basically got Bale.
Move. Because if he just left Thagrosh, go for the crit throw or whatever it is he's got.
Yeah, crit pitch.
If it doesn't work and Typhon dies, Thagrosh can still do stuff.
Yes.
Whereas right now, Typhon can't do stuff. Yeah, next turn he might be able to, or in a turn or so's time, but that gives Scourge another turn to kill something.
Yeah, and the problem is where Sevi is, he's got Lamentation up, so any sort of chance of like a spell assassination on him just doesn't exist.
Sort of isn't.
Yeah, so he's got Baal can get into him. Seraph can get into him, I guess, right? And Sevi is living. So there's options.
The really unfortunate thing is Vale can't cast Insight.
Yeah, not without walking out of. Can she walk out of his range from here?
Well, even if she does, she then
and then get slipstreamed back in with the Seraph. So Seraph then slipstreams and charges.
No, because she's got to walk out of 14, but be within 12. So
Rough.
the 2-inch slipstream wouldn't do it.
Rough. Yeah, I think this is looking like it's just like a done deal now. I wouldn't say that, but it looks very much weighted that Sevi hasn't got enough stuff to threaten him. But you know, it may be there's no like dispel that I'm missing in the list. I think Ysila's all the way back there. But Baal maybe can get to him, do a chunk of damage and shadowbind him. I guess it's just like a last ditch attempt, right?
Oh no, she is 8. She's 8 as Vale.
Okay, so she can sit there, insight, and go all or nothing. Off we go. And there's obviously there's a Naga. There's a Naga that can just sort of just aim for the crit and do a chunk of damage. The Seraph can charge for free, and maybe Baal can get into him.
Can't actually because the kind of.
No, the mechanic was on the Archon. Oh, it's rough.
You know,
we're on to next one. How did it end up with on table 1 with Rask? Did he cop the?
Honestly,
the kicking, I
looked at that, but the fact that the game was finished and Rask isn't on the table anymore.
Yeah, I've just flipped back. Yeah, there's no Rask on the table. That's a win for Retribution. And we'll go we're going back to 5. So we'll have a little look.
This is a big point for our commentary, Dan, because we absolutely called that Destathane going on a journey.
Yeah, going on a journey. Right. But over here, Nate is just trying to work out if he can get anything done, I'm guessing. I'm not sure what Baal's plan is. Has Baal got Apparition? The Hexhunter's got Apparition these days.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. He's got Chiller on him as well. Does he just... He's got Battle Wizard, right? So does he apparate backwards, charge the Initiate, to then spray Sevi?
I don't know. I think the most important thing is just apply Chiller, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd hope so. But yeah, between. Well, if he apparates, I'm surprised he didn't apparate to the left of the zone, so he's got a good attack vector, because then you can apply Chiller and Shadowbind. Be like nothing's not hitting you. While Nate's trying to work out where he's digging himself out, let's just quickly jump to table 2 and have a look at the state of things over here. So this continues to be an epic grind off. This is the Old Witch 2 Kolgrimma. They're still basically just there's a lot more Kador stuff left than Troll stuff, I think. And as you can see, there's a lot of back units of Doom Reavers. who were basically,
So
I'm assuming, are slowly getting chunked back in.
Yeah, he effectively did what we thought. He's killed both the units of bears. He did put the Void Archon on the flag, just to try and make sure that scenario pressure didn't get away from him, which I like. He's got the Devastator now contesting that flag, which it was a little bit out from before. So obviously, champions are coming in. Probably will kill the Void Archon. But then once Doom Reavers go into those champions,
there's going to be a lot less left on the board. I think this seems like a win for Khador currently. I would say.
I would say so, especially as Derek is up on clock.
Yes, yeah. We'll shift to table 3 quickly and have a look how the
do we have to?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's have a look. So there's
a dead Guardian,
a dead Supreme Guardian, and a lot less Immortals than other stuff. So this is looking like mercenaries. Ossrum's in like a decent place.
And he's up on clock and he's level on scenario. So
yeah, so we're 1-1 for the scenario. This is turn 3.
Yet.
Yeah, this is looks like the mercenaries are winning the grind out.
Right, but here's what you always have to do. Where is Zal? How many souls
Zal has got 3. Yeah, I was literally so Zal is on 3 souls, and Ossrum is licking the kill box. And then where are the arc nodes?
There's a vessel on the right next to the Windswept sign.
There is. So whose turn is it currently? So this is.
This is still mercenaries sort of grinding through. I'm not even sure where attacks are going now.
But so there's a potential, right, that you can get close enough to chuck some damage into Ossrum, and Ossrum's only on 1 focus.
I don't know what's activated, obviously, but it looks like there's a spot probably just in front of Bamfist here.
Yeah, basically just in front of that rubble where that novitiate, the Immortal Vessel, can run to, and then basically just start the zapping. If that's the plan, I'm guessing the Ancestral Guardian just basically kills a bunch of Immortals to just give extra souls to the war effort.
Yeah, probably that is a perfectly reasonable way for that to work.
That seems like that's potentially how Scorn sort of get their way out of this bind. Let's jump and have a look at.
Actually, the other option is there might be a line to get the Guardian's gun onto Ossrum.
Yeah, probably. It's got like a range. It's only like a range of 10, though, right?
Yeah, and actually, the bigger problem is melee 3, isn't it? That's almost the thing that makes it more awkward.
But it's does it not get to shoot when it's in melee? Because it's I don't know if it's got the rules on it for like dual attack or. Oh, it's lackluster enough that you see a Supreme shooting its gun. Let's have a quick check.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
When is the last time you actually saw it? It has got
nothing.
No,
I think
no. So yeah, I don't think there's any way that it gets to shoot.
No,
and actually works out the most jaunty of angles ever. So yeah, that looks like the way out for Scorn is just trying to kill Ossrum at this point. There's nothing like that protects him. He's got no not got like bullet dodge on him or anything. There's no like Alexa saying no spells, and that doesn't affect the Arc Node anyway, right? Or does she affect tunneling? I don't think so.
I think. But I think this is an opportunity here for that. I think at this point, I'd love to see the Mercs player just stop killing Immortals.
Just bunker instead. Yeah.
Just let the rest hang out because he's up to 5 now. Up to 6.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's
looking more and more likely. Yeah. Well, let's just cycle through the other tables and see what the state of things is, and come back to see what's going on. So table 4, which was the other grind fest. It was.
John and Potter here seems to be playing Lines Machine. because every unit is just in lovely.
That fell caller still on the flag, but it's being contested by the woodsman, and the adjudicator's finally sort of moving forward. But
what score are we on? 3-2. So trolls are up by 1. I mean, it doesn't. I can't. So I mean, Fenblades are pretty much dead.
The 3-2 was as we called it, right? Was just taking that central that big circle zone and the flag and the Fellcaller last turn, and obviously now it's on Kaydor. So Kaydor are preventing any scoring this turn, apart from their own.
Plenty of boxes in those champions. We'll see. I mean, Kaydor. There's a world in which Kaydor do enough here.
Potentially, but
it looks like the trolls have got a lot left. But when you consider that there's drummers, there's a load of stone boys, in terms of actual
work models
left, there's some champions and a Death Archon, and a brawler who's kind of out the game.
Yeah, he's a bit out of whack over there. So, but this is only like two models here, right? That Kaydor have got to contest this flag and this zone. So that's not going to be even if it's just Kolgrimma left at the end of it. She can target something behind Fenris to get the spray onto him to kill him. But up on the top left, though, in start creeping the second unit of woodsmen. Aren't they good? Look at this.
They are good.
This is some really good Warmachine where people are like really making use of their armies and like holding back till like pretty deep in the game to bring in a second unit of ambushes just to start.
I've just not got the ability to do that.
Not got the patience.
Now here we go. I can bring my models on. Let's do it.
Let's go. Like Leroy, and yeah. So that's interesting. So I think that fundamentally changes how I'm seeing.
Right, let's go table 5.
Table 5. This is the Vale.
So
the Vale
I
Resnick.
think we have had a gun from the Naga, and we've had the charge from Bale.
Oh, and there's a gunshot. So Resnick's just been flared. So he's just been shot by the Seraph.
So why shoot with the Seraph?
Not sure, but Resnick's on no camp and only on 8 boxes. And it's just taken... Oh, that's got to be a damage roll, right?
Yeah.
If that's a damage roll, surely that just killed Resnick.
Looks like it. They're pissing about with the clock load. But
well, we'll hang in for a second and see if that's what's happened. But it looks like...
That's a huge call to shoot with the Seraph rather than charge it in. Because if he rolls 1, he rolled a 3 on the D3.
Yeah, but if he rolls 1, it's just done, right? You're in the bin. Whereas at least if you're charging, you've got to pay for the charge, which is sad. But well, I guess he operates forward, so you could probably just walk into combat. And with Shadowbind on already, he's going to be hitting. And
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It works.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Vale pulls it back, and then let's have a little look how. So we'll jump back to table 3. So that's 1 each, right, for the teams. So Nate's got 1. Yeah. That's 1 all for the 2 teams. Let's jump back to table 3.
We've got a vessel.
Here we go. Oh, we're coming back at the right time as the vessel looks for his angle. Let's click on Zal. Zal on 14 Fury. And on a 1 camp Ossrum with 18 boxes. Like, there's definitely a line of sight there.
There's definitely a line there.
There's definitely a line of sight. I'm sure that the mercenary player doesn't want there to be, because this looks like a very, very like on assassination. The score is this is top of 4. Change the top of 4, and it's currently 2-2 score. Yeah, there's a 14 for Rizal sitting behind an arc node. Already, that's now in place. I'm not sure what else can actually get in there though. Is there anything at all?
No, it looks. Let's have a look. Is this the? What would this attack be? Oh, this is it. So we're going.
There's a spirit binds. Is this a nuke?
First spell, 1 point of damage. That's not what Grant needed.
No.
Oh, that's not. The second one's only doing 3. These are not.
That's a lot more like it, and he's still got 4 fury.
But he's got 1 spell left. I don't think this gets it done.
Oh, you got 1 spell out of that, or has he got 2 out of it? You got 2 out of it if he doesn't boost. Does he realize if he doesn't boost, risking not doing enough damage? So
6. That's 1 point.
He's down to 9. 9 and no focus. So basically, you just need a really spiky roll from Zal to finish it off, or not.
Dice off 6. You just need to roll the 2 dice 15 down. He'll be right.
That's dice off 6. Okay, yeah,
dice off 5. Dice off 5, I think.
What else can he do though? I guess he can do some other stuff where he tries to free up that Supreme Guardian's gun.
At that point, he's probably got to kill a siege crawler and 2 heavies to get that.
Busy. So Ossrum is left on 9 boxes and on no camp left. Zal's got 2 fury left, but he's moving other stuff.
I don't want to think too much about how Steven's trousers are looking.
Yeah.
Well, it's not pretty.
Does he kind of does Grant just try and block and go next turn? What can he follow up with next turn? I guess. How bad is
the thing is
these drillers? Yeah, these drillers and the siege crawler are completely healthy, pretty much. I don't think there's.
Kill this. The siege crawler on the left probably dies here.
Oh, it's got 5 boxes at the moment, so I'd assume so.
Yeah. Don't even know what's gone for it. The advocate.
Decent damage roll. No idea what the advocates.
So much though. They're just so chunky.
Yeah. Well, that looked very much like a good assassination. I don't think Grant was wrong to go for it. I think he definitely was. It was the right call.
Yeah.
But
I bet it's not much above 50-50, you know. Oh, that damage roll will do it.
Oh, that's what you wanted on Zal for sure.
Yeah, where were they 2 minutes ago?
Yeah. Rough.
Right.
What else has he got? So there's an avalancher as well. That's touching the flag in that central zone, in that big circle zone rather. What else is he getting out of it over his turn? How bad is this? So the brute that's just in front of the driller has got just his body and spirit. But it's not like you really need a lot of dice to hit a driller. And the shaman, the shaman is. Can the shaman finish him off? What's the range on the shaman's gun? It's only like 10, isn't it? No, he's got no chance. Unfortunately,
it is, and it's more that he'd have to eat a free strike to do it, and he's, that could easily take his mind, easily take his spirit.
Yeah, and obviously Zal's already gone, so there's no saving grace for him. Yeah, I'm guessing.
I'm surprised Zal didn't spend 1 to put the mind back on the Cyclops brute. But when you've gone for an assassination, had bad dice, and it's not worked, the last thing you're thinking about is saving a Cyclops from stuff. We'll have a look, see what Grant's obviously still. Table 2's getting interesting.
Well, let's do it. The table 2 was the old witch Kolgrimma. So there's not much between them clockwise. We're on turn 4 and we're even Stevens on the scenario as well.
We are. We're on. So the Void Archon's having a go at this Earthborn Diatrol. I suspect between Ruin and it, that'll go down. Assuming whelps don't do anything too annoying. And then I assume he'll put a load of Doom Reavers into these champions, ding them up pretty well. And I do think grind it out. Again, it's another weird one with trolls where it looks like they've got quite a few models left, and then you look at how many of them are support.
Dudes that just stop your Creelstone from dying, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like if you look at how spread out these Doom Reavers are down the bottom. There's so many of them still in the game.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely looks like it's still in Derek's favour currently. Oh, and some more Doom Reavers coming back in, courtesy of some Turnians or Hell or whatever it is, whatever the source.
I'd say there's more troll Doom Reavers than Khador ones.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy Doom Reavers wearing kilts as they stand back up, going,
Oh, in fact, even better. That Doom Reaver's a whelp, actually, that just got killed.
Yeah.
Glorious. Yeah, I got this one wrong earlier. I didn't like the way Derek played his turn 2, but he knew what he was doing.
Looks like it's so
fair play to him.
Good. Well, let's jump off. Let's jump over to table 4 and see how this how the Judy and the matchup there with John Henry's going. So we've evened out at 3-all on the on CPs.
Yeah, I like what John's done. He's I think conscious of his clock, and he's sort of not bothering with these Cossacks too much, and he's just run to engage them. If you're in their front and you engage them in melee, they're not going to do very much to you. So just keep them quiet, keep them out of the game, keep your key pieces running, and specifically keep scoring this flag, keep scoring this zone, and you should be able to sort of throw models at the flag that Vlad is on and just slowly tick the control points up. Not that slowly though, he's only got 17 minutes left. But keep it going to hopefully bring it out. So I'm just sort of trying to work out exactly what's being attacked at the moment with some of these dice rolls. That was Fenris going down there. At some point, he's just got to bite the bullet and put the attacks into Hermit. But I'm worried here. He's killing Hermit before activating Witch, which could be an error. I don't know what his plans are with Witch here. I may just have to jump into this one just in case something is going wrong here. Just making sure Witch isn't casting anything after the Hermit there died to apply whatever that rule is called. No, she's not. That's all fine. These guys obviously know what they're doing. So, and then yes, as commented, it's just keep that flag contested. So John knows his win now is basically keep scoring that flag on the left, keep scoring the zone. He scores 2 every turn. Realistically, he's going to struggle to score his flag because, certainly with any regularity, because these Cossack Woodsmen behind this building have got a beautiful little position to contest it. But as long as he can score, he scores zone and flag.
I have returned.
John scores zone and flag every turn. Potter just scores his flag every turn, and
yeah, John just basically just get that scenario just take hold, right?
Yeah, it looks that way, definitely.
Yeah, so I think we're calling this one for all gas, no brakes. We're probably calling table 3 for Ossrum, we think. And then let's have a look. Let's have a look back at table 2 and see how that grind out is continuing.
I think we're calling this for Derek. So I think all gas no breaks so far. I fancy them 3-2, just about.
Yeah, because it's 1-1 currently, and then this one we're thinking Derek with Old Witch.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. And we think and John Henry on table 4 with Kolgrimma. So yeah, I think a 3-2 is what I think how this will pan out. But we could be wrong.
We called Kaelyssa having lost the game.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. And we also called that Zal was going to kill Ossrum like about 5 minutes ago, and that didn't quite turn out as planned. But the guys got plenty of time left on the clocks. Got like 20 minutes each. Like very even Stevens here. So this is turn 4, 3 CPs a pop. It's even. Yeah, it's really even. Yeah, it's really even. I think the only thing that isn't is the amount of Doom Reavers and Kador stuff that's still got to come in to commit versus the amount of trolls that are left.
I'd love to see a count on this game of how many of these Doom Reavers were previously trolls.
Yeah, right.
Because I suspect it's quite a lot of them.
Yeah, I suspect the Eternians are in for some serious promotions. Like, there's some good work going on at the hands of the naughty winter occultists.
They're all getting promoted to Colden Lords now. They did it.
And then can no longer make any more Doom Reavers. What losers? I guess they can, right? Colden Lords can use the spells of the other.
They can copy the spells,
yeah.
Colden Lords, they annoy me so much as models. Why are they magic ability 8?
They're pretty damn good. Well, because they've made like 20 Doom Reavers in their last battle, obviously.
True.
They've cast so many spells. It's just like sheer practice of a Doom Reaver, Doom Reaver. Yeah. Turn off how the game's looking. So on table 1, which was Rask versus Kaelyssa, that's ended with Kaelyssa getting an assassination onto Rask. We had a couple of harpy shots. Got into Rask, knocked him back, stripped him down to nothing, and then a Desta Thane who'd gone pretty much all the way to Rask's killbox line, back in towards the middle of the table, and finished off Rask. That was the first game finished. That was in favour of Germany.
If you quickly just put table 1 up, the Desta Thane's actually back where we started that turn to demonstrate exactly how rogue he'd gone.
And round about here where my cursor is where Rask was, just behind the Gateman Soul Slave. There we go. Yeah. So this is so basically this harpy went forward, got a couple of shots into him, and then the Thane came all the way from downtown and finished him off. And across on table 5, we do the same. Table 5 was the second game to finish. So that was Vale 1 versus Resnick 2. It was looking dire for Vale. Thagrosh was dead. The Archon was dead. And Vale basically was left inside Lamentation range with not a lot to be able to put into Resnick. But she managed it.
Got it done.
Got it done. So that takes the score to 1. So Resnick lost. So one game for All Gas No Grapes, 1 game for the Germans, and then these 3 games remaining to see what's left, basically. So we've got table 2, as we've said, is I think we're calling it in favour of Old Witch to finish currently.
Yeah, so the clock's just passed. Now back to Trolls.
Yeah.
Troll turn 4. What they do like is a late on move by Derek there is running the Devastator up sort of quite aggressively, effectively putting the Devastator now between any
actual dangerous models, right, and the Trolls.
Any dangerous models and the Doom Reavers, or the actual MVPs. The turn.
My daughter is joining me for the rest of the stream by the looks of things to eat some Cocoa Pops.
I'm gutted because I've got the stream going on one of my other screens, and whenever you say like that your cat's there or your daughter's turned up, I always glance over, but of course it's a good few minutes before it turns up there. Yeah. I'll switch it. I'll switch it back over to the rugby instead.
It's all good. She's got the microphone currently speaking over. There you go. Look, you can see yourself. There's a smile. I'll put the microphone back in the room. So this week we're calling in favour of which table 3 was the Zal to Ossrum game. So Zal went for an assassination on Ossrum, left him on 9 boxes at the end of it, and Grant's basically just like sort of best he can, taking out one of the toilets. Still like a significant advantage thing for the Mercs. And the last game still going is the John Henry versus Potter game, where it looks like trolls are basically just sort of grinding, just grinding a scenario win. Only
just CP's for fun.
Yeah, Cossite Woodsman trying to stop the chance of troll scoring, but not quite enough.
Hello.
Jesse over on the chat's asking if we think of Vlad and get the Cossites into death.
Hello.
That's a bit of a nippy so-and-so.
I'm just trying to work out what the
1, 2, 3. That's me, Daddy.
So at the moment, the Judicator is just doing a shot into the Pyre Troll, just trying to keep something going. Obviously, he's moved himself so that the sprays can go into the champions, but I don't like his face in it because he's unless the first spray might have gone for that Femblade. And not Femblade hero, the Solo who was on the flag.
The Fellcaller that was on the flag, yeah, possibly.
Fellcaller, that's the chap. But actually, I quite like that in a way. If he can get a solo up there, potentially he could start scoring that, but I think the only solo left at this point is the Menai Tarkon. So, which isn't...
it seems like
the best
it seems like a model you don't want to lose out on. I'll be back with you in a second. I'm just going to go in there and deposit a child in my kitchen.
Well, what I suppose this does do, and I think what the activation we're seeing now is trying to get some of the Cossite Woodsman into the back arc of this Pyre Troll, finish that off, and then maybe the Cossite Woodsman sort of make their way across the table quickly enough that they can start having some impact into the back of the champions, start picking the stone unit out. I don't know whether it's enough, but what it does is it gives Potter a chance that Dice could do something exciting.
Yeah, like he's got an easy contesting option at least. But it's so trivial then for John to just remove it, right, and just go, right, that's fine. I'm not scoring on your turn, but I'm scoring both these scenario elements on the left on my turn, like without fail.
My concern actually is, what does Potter contest the left zone with the turn after this one? Because this turn he's got that Cossite number 8.
Yeah.
Walks in, contests the flag in the zone. But what does it next turn? That's why whilst I like what these Cossites on the right have done in going and sort of starting to chip some points into that Pyre Troll, this unit of Cossites just did 3 or 4 points. 4 points to the Pyre Troll, whereas would they not have been better off running?
Yeah, quite patient. Just running, making sure they were nice and spaced out, so the Pyre's not either one's engaging the Pyre and not allowing AoEs and sprays to take out multiple members of the group.
Yeah.
Because over on the left here we've got the Cossite Woodsman's running onto the flag, but the other 2 aren't going anywhere, right? The other 4 rather.
No.
So that's just going to be.
I guess
one model for John Henry to remove to be able to score the flag and the zone. And then he can kind of just can between the brawler and the elder. Can you just kill the lot of the rest of the unit potentially?
Maybe I'm surprised. What? Right, here's a big quiz question for you. Oh, we're about to find out. Good. I was going to say, what is the mat of a Stone Scribe Elder? Because I'm surprised that number 11 didn't try and get out of it.
Let's just go. I'm just gonna chance it, walk behind you, so I can kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then either freeze him up for kill or
freeze him up for a run. Yeah, freeze him to run, or basically, or potentially freeze him to go behind, kill it, but be outside of range for the brawler. Like the other guys can just pin the brawler in. So next turn, he's got at least one woodsman back into the zone.
That can escape it. Yeah.
Basically, just yeah. If you're watching on stream and you're wondering the noises coming from my, unfortunately, I'm a dad, 2 kids, and no babysitter. So we got what we got. After the next round, they should be.
I don't think you can say, unfortunately, I'm a dad.
Oh, yeah. And unfortunately for people listening to the stream.
For them, right. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I love my kids to bits. And yeah, my little girl Anwin is just sat here and eating Pokemon. 5 minutes. On to. So the Cossite obviously blocks the scoring. The hand has gone and stuck behind the Judicator. Now in a position where he can get a dash onto these Cossites on the right hand side. But like, does the Menite Archon survive? Like there's multiple Fen Blades that can charge it, right?
There's a couple of Fen Blades. Champions can
the Death Archon get in it? No, probably not.
No, it's 11-inch threat. So.
And Archon, but it can prep for next turn at least.
No, I mean maybe Kolgrimma walks up and sprays it.
Oh, looks like she's doing. Well, yeah, because she could be doing so and just leave the Death Archon to like absolutely annihilate the Cossite.
That guy,
yeah. But she's going to do the job herself, by the looks of things. So John's down on clock though, so this is obviously John's got a lot more models to activate, but
I don't think it matters.
I don't think he's got a lot he has to do. This is the difference.
No.
We've actually got a 3 point up. Like I say, we've actually got a turn update as well now. It is turn 5. Finally, it's not turn 1 for them. So we're turn 5. We're currently 5-4. He's in favour of trolls.
He's just doing the easy stuff, really.
Yeah, and at the end of this turn, I guess there's nothing to score that right flag though.
No, there's not. He's just going to go 7-4.
Yeah. 7-4 is an easy option, and you could start to wrap around the bottom, basically be in a position where 7-4 becomes potentially 7-5 next turn. But after that, John Henry should be scooping up probably another 4 points from the flag zone, the bottom flag, and the objective. I would say would be a reasonable assumption, unless he moves the Judicator to test his own flag, which is a potential too. But yeah, this is definitely going to grind long and hard. Let's quickly jump across to the Scorn Merc table. See how
is that 2? That's 3.
Off. So table 3, yeah. So as expected, there's no Arc Node left.
That was I would put money on the fact that was Stephen's first activation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like just make sure that does not happen. Just told us to go wash your hands and face. Just got straight into the living room. I'm pretty sure that's not where you wash your hands. So yeah, this looks like this looks like it's just sort of starting to clear up now. I'm not sure there's any potential comeback.
Do I look nice,
I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So yes, on therefore as we suppose the Femblades look like they have all missed the Menite Archon, which is not unlikely, but it sort of doesn't matter as much as anything. It's a matter of pinning that Menite Archon in place so that it can't get into the zone, because as we commented on, Potter's options are pretty few and far between in terms of scoring that zone now. I suspect Cossack Woodsman #1 can get there. The Cossack Woodsman leader might be able to as well, with dash. But they are very quickly going down on points, tripping down on clockwise. They're okay, but that looks like it's probably not going to do enough. John's just sort of looks like sort of trying to almost build a wall around his zone, which I quite like as an idea. That could possibly, if he committed to that fully, it could have maybe stopped those Cossack Woodsmen getting in, but at the same time would have given a load of really nice attack angles for the Judicator, which is something else he needs to watch out for a little bit. I'm actually worried that right now it looks like he's building a spray lane for the Judicator. That attack from the Judicator.
That looks juicy, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, just a spray and AoE, just like especially just a shooting gallery for the Judy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
But does that matter really? If the Judicator kills all those guys, is that a problem? At the end of the day, I can't see Potter scoring enough.
Yeah, he's spending a bunch of time in doing so. That's the concern, right? So John's down to like 8 minutes. Potter's on nearly 23. So he needs to start like really making the most out of these activations to block Potter from coming back into it, using that time advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you to an extent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, John's going to go 3 points up, and I think if John didn't make a single other activation for his last 2 turns, I think he still wins on control points, because I don't think Potter can score 3 more points in. I don't know whether he's got 2 or 3, how many turns he's got left, but
we think it's turn 5. So they've paused the clock.
It's turn 5. I just don't know who's turn 5. So
the turn counter is turn 6. Yeah, it's gone to 6.
So I don't think Potter can score 3 points in 2 more turns. So I don't think for that reason think John's clock really matters, because he doesn't need to activate another model probably.
Potentially, so it's 7-4 currently. Obviously in John's favour.
Realistically, he will activate the models. His turn, John's turn 6 will be kill the 2 or 3 models that made it into the zone and pass the clock back again.
These Cossacks have either got to risk being free struck to get into that zone, or John's going to 9 for this turn at the worst.
Well, no, because the Cossack #1, assuming this guy doesn't burn to death, which is something they need to remember to do. But like the Cossack leader with dash makes it into the zone. Yeah. No, because he's 18.5 away. The only one that can make it to the flag is #1, which they need to see if he's going to burn. The other interesting thing, and This is something. Who's in charge of the stone unit? That's what I thought. So this elder is out of command. Or is the elder in charge? In which case, the stone. Yeah. Yeah. We will. You know, Kolgrimma actually doing a good job. She's killing a lot of Doom Reavers, but not enough Doom Reavers. And not when you're down on CP and you've got 5 minutes left. Yeah. Which is terrible. No, it doesn't look like it. I mean, this Supreme Guardian is going to do something fun. But what's the best thing he does? Kills one of these two heavies. That's and then the forge guard clear these two models out. Something tries to get to this novitiate that's in the bottom of the zone. No, there aren't any sort of conveniently, but if he kills the Krayer, he scores his own flag. The Boker maybe heads over there to do it in a turn or so. The one of these. Yeah, I mean it's not an absolute done deal this because he's down on CPs, but he's got 15 minutes to work it out, and that. Yeah, it'll be 2 after this turn, but as long as he can get something needs to contest this flag, then he'll be fine. No, to move that far, I think he's charged. I think he's charged that Trollkin champion. No, that feels like a big mistake. Me, unless they've discussed the question we were asking about the stone unit, and actually this Cossack number 11 can sneak around and get into that zone.
So I was muted there while I was talking. So we're back on table 4, which is John Henry versus Potter, and obviously you've heard Ben there. So the woodsmen on the right have just moved forward, so they haven't gone to a contested position into the circle zone. The adjudicator looks like it's gone into melee and killed like a champ and a fen blade.
A champion.
Just a champ and a fen blade, which seems not a great activation, where it could have just been walking and spraying down a whole swath of them. Right?
Yeah. The worst thing is one thing that Potter's just been looking at is that Cossack Woodsman number 2 is blocking Vlad getting to the flag.
Oh, the top.
At the top, possibly doesn't matter because I don't know how he'd clear out
the Stone Sparrows, yeah.
So,
it looks like Vlad's just going in to try and get some work done. But is he trying to clear up the Menite Archon? Is the Archon not gone yet? The Vlad's knocked down.
I don't think it has, but
so he's knocked down the Fen Blade that's engaging at the officer as well as a problem. This is the next attack, I'm guessing here.
Yeah, that's on him. So there's still number 7 though. I'd imagine the men at Archon probably take the 1 free strike. I'd imagine.
Well, does it even need to? Right, it just goes next to the Femblade here, in between the Femblade and the Archon, and then just swipes at the whole lot of them. Are you looking at to get in the zone? All right, okay. I'm looking at killing the Archon and clearing everything in this bottom section, which means that Vlad scores the flag.
But that loses in the game because then John scores 2.
And unless these Cossacks can literally just go, let's just hope that we can avoid being hit by the free strikes. Just run, just scatter to the wind.
Number 11. Honestly, quiz question: what's the defense of a Cossack? I'm going to guess 13. It might be 12.
I'm going to look up the troll unit while we're doing it. So the Stone Scribe, and yeah, the Elder is the command attachment, who is an officer. So yeah, so the Stone Scribe Elder up there is the one that's and he's only map 5
against defense 13. So he needs a 6.
So like
the one
you risk it, right? By the brawler.
You've got to. He's not risking it. He's not risking
it. They're all engaged by the brawler, right? Apart from that top guy.
But the Menite made it into the zone.
All right, yeah.
So.
And has turned around. So he's contesting everything.
He's contesting everything.
But no one's scoring anything. So this turn is going to just be up to turn 7.
He's not ninja'd it.
Tried and didn't.
That brawl.
Can you hear me now, Jesse? We're on delay. If you can't hear me, it's because I muted myself because I'm dealing with the children coming in and out and needing some attention, and I'm their snack bitch.
You're getting a very one-sided conversation, and Dan, I must apologise. I'm going to have to dash for this round now.
That's all right, buddy.
Because I just need to sort a couple of things out, but I will be back for 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much just winding down. So
yeah,
cool. Thanks for joining us, Ben. I'll see you a little bit later.
See you a little bit. Thank you very much.
So for the rest of the game, it's just me on my own. So we'll try and not be interrupted too much by the kids. So we'll go back to table 2. So this is the Old Witch versus Kolgrimma match. Looks like Derek spent a good chunk of time, but there's a lot of work being done out of it. So I think I'm still calling it in the favour. Table 3 is. So you've got his Grant's down to like 3.5 minutes. Stephen's got 10 left. There's not much in it. It's turn 5, 4 to 5 on scoring. Let's just say that. Grant's on 5. We've got the mercenary player on 4. Looks pretty rough for scoring on this table. So I think what I'm doing is calling Old Witch in favour over Kolgrimma on table 2. Calling Ossrum in favour over Zal here on table 3. And if we look back at table 4, that was the one we've been watching, which is the Menoth troll list. You see that there's just no one scored the last turn. John Henry's got just under 6 minutes left on his clock. Is going into the Judicator with the Champions. The Judicator hasn't been touched yet. I'm not sure if he's alright. He is getting damage done. So 6 damage to the 10 with the first attack for the charging Champion. Second attack, will go in. I'll hit another 6 16, and then the 54 boxes left on it. Next one's hitting another decent chunk. 12 to the 3. The Judicator is down to 41, so it's taking like a good chunk of the left-hand side of it. The Archon, obviously the Archon just going to go and try and finish Vlad. Is very potential, right? The Archon's got corpses on it. The Fen Blades are just standing up, moving. Basically, they're just like letting. I don't know. That's a charge. Yeah, it's just moving. So these guys are just making room, which is going to mean that the Archon's looking for basically to be able to get onto the objective as well as Vlad. So even if it doesn't kill Vlad, he'll be able to score 3. So he'll score up to 10 and win by killing the objective. So Vlad's not actually the target. Goes in. Kills his own guy, the drummer. There's some good damage. And the objective is on 6 boxes. So objective is on 6 boxes. Mortal Fear's up. Has he got anything else to put into it? Alright, okay, now he's flickering. Yeah, this seems like the end point. Do another attack. That's a good roll here. So we've got the hit roll. Objective goes. John Henry goes up to 8, and he's already cleared the Archon, which means he'll be scoring another 2. So John Henry will go to 10 CPs at the end of this turn. Take it. Very nice. That was a super cool game to watch. And Vlad is stationary and down to 9 boxes for the sake of it too. Obviously, he isn't going to score over there. There's no scoring on the top flag. But basically Kolgrimma will score the other 2. And yeah, he goes to 10. Goes and secures the victory. So that's the second win for All Gas No Breaks. Very, very cool game. If you guys are watching on the stream and want to watch this one in its full, it will be up on Iron Grudge to watch. Streamed separately as well. That's super cool. So that's 2. So 1, 2. Yeah, 2 games up for Jesse. Yeah, you know the ardues of it all. So we'll flip across the screens. We've got 2 more games going. So it's currently now 2-1. So Derek here still has the clock advantage. A lot of Doom Reavers being killed, but still there's not a lot of work models left out of the Troll Force, and he's running low on clock. So we'll quickly jump across the table 3 because that's the other one that was still in effect. Going, yeah. So Steven's taking his turn. So the Merc player has cleared out the zone. I don't think there's anywhere that you can actually score the central flag currently. It could be a little bit rough on him, but he'll be going up to the 5 CPs, 6 CPs from his flag, and you get something to stop Grant from scoring. So they're going up to turn 6. Only the flaw in the way of Hatu. The scoring for the turns is I'm at the mercy of people around otherwise. But yeah, we've got basically we're up to turn 6. This is bottom of 6. And the score has gone 5 to 6 in favour of Scorn. obviously, there's not a lot of time left on either clock. So kind of looking here of what anyone can do. Grant can go contest the zone quite easily. I can score his flag. Can't necessarily test opponent's flag. I think they're just working out if it's like a done deal. If there's nothing that Zal can do to stop it, so he puts one model into the flag, into the zone, and they both score. So we get 6-7 in favour of Scorn this turn, but then mercenaries basically from there go 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 up. Like nothing then to really test or to stop it from progressing. So that seems like this one's just about to sort of end. Zal on one fury. You can obviously there's always the threat of Zal charging someone if he puts Ossrum into the zone and doesn't protect him or doesn't stop Zal from getting to him. So we'll see what they're doing in a moment. Okay, yeah, they're just working at the end. So yeah, so it looks like mercenaries just clock up, pick up the extra scenario points. So mercenaries go up to 13-7. Okay, so that's just the two players just working out between. Yeah, there's no sort of save point from there. So that's then 2-2 all for the teams. 2-all. 1-2, 1-2. Rough. So we'll go on to Derek. Derek's got 5 minutes. Zambi's got 6 seconds left, and where Derek's ahead on scenario. So this is definitely gonna. I don't see there's anything that threatens Old Witch. It's turn 7. So no, they're just clocking up CP rather. So just on to turn 6. Might try in that different method for the turn counter for the next round. It looks like Derek's gonna just basically solidify where stuff are, make sure he's not gonna lose, in make sure he's scoring. So he's scoring his flag. He can quite easily get around to contest if he wants to. In the middle zone there's a Pyre Troll and a champion to remove. Oh no, 2 champions. Sorry, 2 champions and Scaldi. So there's some things to remove. But whether or not Sammy can do anything in 6 seconds, Jimmy just runs around to within 4 inches of the flag. Like the second one running round. There's just not enough time here for Zambi to do basically enough attacks just to clear his own flag. Derek goes up to 7, from 7 to 8 this turn, contests. Nothing else has been scored. So we end this turn 8-5 in Derek's favour. Zambi basically just been trying to get everything done. Go to 9-5, I believe, which means that Old Gas No Breaks will take the round with a 3-2. A lot of very close, very very close games, like super good strategic long games of what we've seen. So there's some actual attacks going into the Diatrol Brawler here. So this is Ruin, I think, in is just laying the smackdown, being on his very very last legs. But all he needs, right? His arms working, Vortex is working, his movement is working. So 1 box left on the Brawler, and cheeky Doom Reaver coming on the side. Finish him off, no doubt. The rest of the guys just positioning. See, there's quicksand, which means that these guys aren't going to be able to get to each other. Like a shit show of no scoring in the circle zone. But a hit from the Doom Reaver onto the Brawler. decent damage roll, kills him. Just to make sure there's no chance of like a heavy running onto the going to contest the flank or trampling through these models. So looking. So we were at 4 o'clock, scoring up. So Derek goes to 8. 8-5. But yeah, Derek's got 6 seconds to make something happen. I think this game just ends in seconds at 5-9. And clinches it for all gas, no breaks. They're paused. I presume talking to each other. So this has been a really, really good like first round day. Second round, yeah, we get clocking up. A very, very like grindy, long strategic games of the players like positioning really well, like making sure they're not giving up backstrikes to Cossacks coming in. They're feeding Cossacks into zones. And Cossacks seems to be order of the day for these this pairing of teams, which is really cool. But yeah, I think that's everything. And yes, we get the win for Nate on the last table for Vale for Nate out of what looked like was a loss. Yeah, that was probably the closest end to any of them. Those Seraph going for the shooting the Resnick rather than to melee. It involves 3 shots rather than 1. It's good drama. Good drama for sure. We'll just jump back to table 2. I think they just finish off scoring. Yeah, he's on 5 to 10 CPs. So that looks like worked out the score at the end. That's it. Round 2 is over, and all gas, no breaks take it. But an incredibly tight series of games. Germany Bachforelle really taking them to task and making them earn every step of the way for that victory. So cool. So thanks for joining us. So obviously I've been joined by Ben earlier, and my children in and out. They should be in bed asleep for the next round, which will be in a little while. If you want to support the stream in any way, I super appreciate it. Like me and follow me and shit like that on social media. It's all appreciated. As I said, the full game for John Henry's Menoth Trollkin one will be up on Iron Grudge from Lathkaren. Go check that out. That'll be really cool to watch in its entirety. And this will be back to watch on YouTube later. But I'll be back for the next round later. Leave you that before I get interrupted again. Good night.